if a boy is less verbal, it can be frustrating because you want to know what's happening in their inner world. And so a classic thing to do is compare them to another kid who's more verbal. Whether you do that verbally, of course, hopefully not, but just you're like, something's wrong, my kid isn't as verbal. It's actually not a problem. So how do you parent to a kid who's less verbal? Well, first it's recognizing that they have a whole inner emotional world going on and they can't express it. So it's finding ways for that kid to express it. Whether it's painting, drawing, writing, whether it's being physically active. A lot of times if a kid's having a hard time and you just get physical with them, you know, do something with them, that actually will regulate them. But if you try to talk, because of this lag in left brain development, I don't know if any of you have noticed this, boys will hit a threshold where you're talking to them and then they totally, that's it, they're done, and then their system gets overwhelmed and that's it. People notice that? Right, that's a brain development thing. It's like, oh, my son, look at him, I'm so concerned for his future. Totally natural. So it's that we'll overwhelm boys if we try to talk to them too much. So it's about finding other strategies and ways to connect with these kids, to access the inner world that aren't verbal. So yeah, you want to talk about, like, let's talk about your feelings. Well, maybe the kid doesn't want to talk about their feelings. That's okay. But what you can say, and this is a great strategy and it does work for most kids, saying, okay, go ahead and why don't you take a break if you don't want to talk about this. But hold them to the expectation that after they take space and get themselves back together, then they share with you, what they reflected on or what they came up with, right? If you do that too soon or rush in before a kid is ready, and this happens a lot, they're going to equate talking about feelings with being really stressed out. Talking about feelings is really not easy and bad. So you have to wait till their nervous system is actually ready to engage on that level. So a huge part of this too is, can you communicate with your kid about their feelings where you're really just holding space? It's like, if we look at the masculine and the feminine energies, I'm excessively masculine and saying, yeah, tell me about your feelings. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling that way? It's going to feel unsafe. If I'm deficient in the feminine and I can't be receptive to you or I can't hold space for you, you are not going to feel safe. So the masculine energy would be, it is the vision, it is the protector, it is the doer, it is the strategizer, it is the fixer. We need masculine energy in balance. The feminine is the receptive. It is space. It is the nurturing. It is the creative. And so if you check yourself in any given moment that you're in conflict, are you excessively masculine or deficient in your masculine? Are you abandoning your like, it's not safe for me to speak my truth. It's not safe for me to say what my needs are. You learned that as a child. That's your form of self-regulation. Are you abandoning your feminine? Like, I just don't go to like receptivity. It's not safe to keep myself open that way. Are you excessively in your feminine where you're like coddling and always like projecting basically this nurturing on without really recognizing that they're closing to it and what they need is for you to breathe, get back into your body and just talk to them from a more balanced place.